find myself on here and I will be with you. Oh, where am I? I'm not there. I'm not coming up. There I am. Wonderful. Now, if I go on that and I can see the comments. Whew. Oh, I'm missing the board behind me, but if I go like that, you can see. Look at those lights, they're just great. Is there anybody in? Isn't it? Oh, we've got 29 people in at the moment. It's not showing me down there, but hello everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Shiva. Hello, hello. Oh, I see. Right, so there's a bit of a delay. There's a bit of a delay from the live and what I can see here, but that's fine. Hello, 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 hello everybody. How are you all? That's why I'm looking to the side. I'm looking at my comments. So the lovely Matt has set me up. I'm at Stamps Anonymous. I have my professional set, which is why I'm a bit, you know, something will happen, won't it? Something will. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, how are you all? Oh yeah, good evening. I keep forgetting. Yes, Yvonne, it's good evening where we are. Where normally we are, aren't we? Lee, how are you? You should be up here, sat next to me, Lee. Miss Lee. Hello, hello, hello. I'm at Stampers Anonymous. Yes, I got here last night. A very eventful plane journey, but we've just, you know, the wonders of. Oh, you can barely hear me. Oh. If we hire that up, would it? You can barely hear me. Oh, I don't know. Go at the side and do the thing at the side. I don't want to touch anything. It's a dress. It's a lazy oaf dress. And it's the happy sad. You know I love happy sad. So that's what it is. Can you hear me now? It's exactly the same as it normally is, so I'm not sure. Diane, don't worry about it. A lot of people change my name to Dylan. Jay, you can hear me. Okay, so people can hear me, so maybe check yours. Have you got your sound down? Who was it who said they couldn't hear me? Hang on. Tony Scott, is yours is down? Sounds like I'm in a tin can. Oh well.
Big room.
It's a massive room. This is a big teaching room, so it might be a bit echoey at the moment because nobody else is in here. So normally this is where I teach when I'm at Stamps Anonymous, and it's a self-built classroom. It's amazing. It's really, really good, and it'll be great for this weekend because we have lots of electric points. It will take 30 heat tools, etc. But when there's only me in it, it can be a little echoey. You'll just have to live with it, won't you? Because there's nothing I can do. So I see that Jay's in. Marilyn, hello darling. Loads of people are in. Lovely to see you all. I'll give you a few minutes and then I shall show you. When I put it back overhead, it might go a bit louder. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is, isn't it? The lovely Matt has sorted it all out. He's even lent me all these chargers as well, which is amazing. Come and wave. Just come and say hello. This is the lovely Matt. If you've been to any Stamp Away shows, you'll have seen him parading around. What were you this time?
I was riding the dinosaur.
Riding the dinosaur, but he never stopped. He must have done 50,000 steps a day.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. And I was actually so sore.
Were you?
And I had to drive home from Cincinnati, so 4 hours in the car, and my legs kept locking up.
He had this. It was looked like he was sat on a dinosaur. So Matt does all our magic stuff. Whenever I filmed when I used to be here before, we'd do it with Matt. So he set up all my lights and all my cameras. He's the genius that sets it up for me. So it's brilliant. Thank you, my darling.
Of course.
Oh, they're all waving at you, Matt. They're all waving.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, some of them are calling you Max, but that's okay. Yes, I've got a straw, somebody. If anybody needs a straw, I do have one around. Okay, so, yes, Stencil Man Matt.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be me.
If you've been here, no, the microphones are all on, so I'm not sure. Just hire yourself up, okay? Because I think we've got like 5 people saying they can't hear and everybody else can hear, so it is what it is. Okay, so how are we? Are we excited? This is the first of a couple. Oh, sorry, a lot of people have addressed it. This is my favourite piece of jewellery that I bought in Santa Fe about 10 years ago and didn't really understand pricing, and it cost me like, but I've worn it every single day since. And this is the ring I bought when I was with Tim and Mario and Alan, and I bought that in Arizona for my 60th birthday. Okay, so right, so what we're going to get on, we're at Stampers Anonymous, so what am I releasing? Stamps, definitely. Now these are a bit different to what I normally do, okay? Bit different because they're different in size. As you know, I'm an avid doodler. I love doodling. I've taught loads and loads of doodling classes, and I wanted some big doodling stamps, okay? But I'm going to show you different ways to use them as well. So the first one is the one that kicked everything off. So this is the first stamp. Look how big it is. It's called Spiralicious, and it fills the thing. So that is one stamp. It's Spiralicious. Okay. Next we have Daisy Dream. So this is a big stamp that this comes to pieces. This, I'll show you, this one has pieces with it. So that's Daisy Dream. And then the last one, because we've got 3, okay, is Wickalicious. So this is Wickalicious. So can you see, they're big, you can see that they fill the stamp sheet. Now when you have a stamp that big, it's not going to fit on my block, is it? It's not going to fit on here. So we have a new journaling block, okay? So this is a 7 by 7 inch journaling block, and it's shaped, etc. The packaging is amazing. Me and Matt have done the packaging together. Look at the subtle shape up here, and we've got the lines on the back. So we have a new journaling block as well. So that is the release, okay? We've got 3 sets of stamps and 1 journaling block, okay? I'm sure there will be bundles. Ben in the UK will be doing a bundle. Stampers Anonymous have got a bundle where you buy all of them, and I'm sure Ranger will as well. So so that's what they are. They're really big. You never know what you're going to get from me, do you? You don't know whether you're going to get bitty ones, you're going to get medium ones, whether you're going to get weird ones. I think these are quite normal, really, for me. So I'm going to flip the camera around. Well, actually, I might get Matt to do it, because I'll get Matt to flip the camera around and I'll talk you through the stamps. Okay, so if I disappear, just refresh. So yeah, just where is it? Where's the flip? There. Oh, there we go. Lisa Curry, where the heck have you been? We haven't seen you for ages, my darling. I hope you're well. How are we doing? Are we in? Right, we need to be a little bit more over here. That's it. Perfect.
Better.
Let me move this mat. And then that looks... There we go. Are we sort of mid? Wonderful. Wonderful. Let me turn it that way. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Yeah, because the cameras come near me, you see, so you can all lower them now, you know. I like to keep you on your toes. So first of all, let's look at the journal block. Okay. So I have my journal block, which I've had forever. which is, you know, thank you, darling, which is just been amazing. And I use it constantly. But obviously we needed a bigger block for these stamps. But I didn't just want a block. So I've had the edge shaped as well. And you can see here, this is it. This was reduced. This was the artwork I did. But can you see, you can make shaped borders. So you can make them straight going this way, or you can make them all the fancy shape going this way. And what I would normally do is I would draw it like that and pencil this side, pen this side, and then spin it, catch it in, and then pen this side. So again, I can show you. Now, this is thicker than the original journal block, okay? This, I think this is an 1/8, and I think this is a 1/4. I'm not fully sure. But the reason it's bigger is because the bigger stamps, you put more pressure on this. So that's why it's in the thicker perspex, okay? And Ted had a great idea of putting a hole in it so you could hook it on something. So I thought that was a good idea. It has a ruler. It has a 7-inch ruler. Now, this one has a 9-inch ruler. And I know some of you will ask me why this is only 7-inch. That's because it's only 7-inch long. You know, we can't do things. It's got the lines on the inside to help you line up, and it's also got a centre line, so you can sit it right in the middle of whatever you're doing, okay? So that's the block. The actual, you could use this, you could use all this, you could cut this out, and actually I've replicated this separately. Ta-da! I replicated it, okay? So I did the straight outline of the block all the way around the outside, and then I did 2 sides at a time. So I did these 2 sides, then I did these 2 sides, then I moved it in slightly, did these 2 sides. So you use it slightly different, so I will be showing you. And I worked it all the way to the middle. I put a square in the middle, and then this is the middle of this, okay? So this is, can you see the separate middles? Okay, so that's your journal block, and it's different. It's, you know, this is very like a lazy slope, whereas this one is sharper. I wanted it to be sharper. And sometimes you'll see in one of the samples, I do half and half. I do half this and half the other, and it fits perfectly in the square journal. Let me just open up, I'm upside down. Can you see? It perfectly fits in the journal there to give you a nice little border. It will also fit in the large journals because they're the same width, and then you would just move it down to finish the end off. Okay, so that's the journal block. I'll pop that to one side for now, and then we'll come to the stamps. So the first stamp is just one stamp, one whole stamp, okay? You could cut this up if you wanted to. You could cut it in half, you could cut it in quarters, but I just wanted to give you the option with that. So it is one whole stamp, and you'll see things that I've done with it. I know I'm going to get another one and cut it up. I just know I'm going to. So Yolene's going to email her retailer. If you come into the classes at Art from the Heart, they will all be there in February. Art from the Heart, I think I've got them already, and they will have a bundle offer plus separate offers. Obviously Stampers Anonymous have them because they made them, so they have a bundle offer on their website, and Ranger have a bundle offer. If you are a retailer watching this, put your store up, let us know if you've got a bundle or something, and you know, put your store up, because I can't name everybody. So that's the first one, which is Spiralicious. Okay? If you've done my doodle classes, you can continue and make this bigger and bigger and bigger, as I'll show you. So the second one is Daisy Dream. Okay? And it does look as though it's like lots of little ones, but if you actually look, what I've done with it, I have got a section here that comes off. So this can be for borders, okay? So we can go right round and we can do the borders of things. So you can stick them together like this. It's only the flowers that are on the top, Yeah, not the bottoms, but you can see this comes off and you can use this totally separately. What you can do as well, if you are a messy inker or something, you can trim. Can you see? You can trim these ends. We've had them cut in a square just because it's just easier to do. But can you see? You can go in. Just don't go too near to the stamp, because if you're a messy stamper, a messy inker, you'll get ink all over these portions. So it's entirely up to you, but this is how you do it. You just take your scissors and you just go in like that. And of course it just fits straight back in like so. You know, and again, if you want to trim these edges, you can do. I always find when there's an edge, a big square like that, I get ink all over it. So I would trim them off and they will still fit together. So first of all, we have this edge that comes off, and then we also have some of the stamps inside. So this one comes out, this one comes out, and this one comes out. Okay, can you see? So they just, Dylusions normally have everything. Yeah, in Holland, they normally have everything. So Art from the Hearts, they've put their link up now. So that's great. They've got them up there. They've got them now. So they will send out. Obviously, that's the perks of having me as the mother, that he gets them in, you know, he gets everything in first. So there you go. So these come out separately. So you can use these just as a separate stamp. You know, what you'll see me do is you'll see me ink this in one colour and then put these back in. Let me just, oh, sorry, I'm going in the wrong way. Put these back in and then take the whole sheet off, leave these in, ink those in a different colour, and I'll show you how to do that. Ink those in a different colour so you get a different pattern, okay? But you can use the single one on its own as well. So that is the second one, that is Daisy Dream. And then the third one that I have, oh, there's the Stampers Anonymous one just gone up, link. Ranger's link will be there somewhere as well. So the third one we have is Wickalicious, okay? And we've been working on these. Ben has put Out from the Heart, it's the bonus of care in the community. It is. This is his reward for looking after me. Yeah, I'm not sure what Emmy's reward is, but yes. So this one is called Wickalicious. Now, when I first did these stamps and handed them in, I knew what I wanted. They didn't have a clue what I wanted. They're like, you want them to be apart? I said, yes, but I still want them to look as one. So it was, oh, Ruthie's on. Ruthie who does the shows. Hello, Ruthie. Sorry about that. So this is Wickalicious, and this one comes apart in 3 places, okay? So you can take the middle out, like so. So you can stamp it without the middle. You can stamp just this, as you've seen. And then you can also take this section out as well. So you can stamp just this. You can stamp just this. You can stamp this with this in. Or you can stamp just this. Do you see what I mean? I wanted them to be really useful. The only thing is, they only go back in one way. Okay, because these are all hand-drawn, hand-doodled, as usual. So when I drew them, nothing matches. This is a hand doodle, okay, and so nothing matches. So if you take this out, it won't go in that way. It won't go in that way. Do you see what I mean? You just have to turn it round a bit until you get it back in the right way. Same with this as well. Same with this one. So you just have to, there is a smaller one. So the smaller one just pops in there, okay? And again, you can use it whole, you can use it in bits, you can use it however you want. And this one, sorry, because this is new, I can't get it to go. There we go. This one, you don't need to trim the edges or anything. So we have Wickalicious, Daisy Dream, and Spiralicious. And I'm hoping you love them because I do have more. And then we have the larger journal block, okay? Which you can use with anything. You can use with any of the stamps or the bigger stamps or anything like that. Now, I've taught people how to do this, how to do this. I don't think I've taught this, but it's just quicker. It's just quicker. Yes, Siv. It's a stamp and a jigsaw puzzle at the same time. Well done, I like that. So let me show you some samples, and then I'll get into a little bit of showing you. So the first one, obviously, was just using the centre of Wickalicious. So I did the outline, as I said, with the journal block. Drew a block because I wanted it to mimic the packaging on the back, okay? And then I just cut 2 of these out. Actually, no, sorry, I stamped this one straight on. And then I cut an extra one out. And what I did was I just continued down to the centre. Don't cut right to the bottom. But can you see, I'm just following that line down of each one. Just don't go right to the middle, as it'll all fall apart. And then what you do is you just bend. So you just lift and bend, lift and bend. Obviously in a journal this is not going to work because they're just going to go flat. But if you're doing them on boxes or present tags, things like that, they would look gorgeous. So you lift and bend like so. So you've got this 3D flower. You can do it with this one as well. If you stamp this whole thing, you can also cut the petals down this way and you can fold those as well. But you bend, and then I just popped it on there. I just put a bit of double-sided tape right on the inside there. And then this is my Dylusion stickles. It looks as though I've got blue stickles on, but it's not. It's my clear stickles, but it's picked up the blue ink from underneath. And then I just cut one into bits, and I just added them at, which is that one? There we go. And I just added them onto the corners to have the leaves. So very, very simple, that one, okay? And then again, this one, I'll show you some simple ones first and then I'll sort of move on. This was simple, but I missed a bit here. I stamped the whole of the Spiralicious stamp here. And then I made some masks. I made some masks out of paper, and then I placed it on the top, and then I stamped it again, okay? And then I placed it on the top, whichever way it goes. Can't remember now. I'll find it. Is it that way? That way. And then I stamped it again, and then I stamped it here, then I placed it over here and stamped it, but I forgot to move my card, and I had something underneath here, so it missed. But that's fine, because I'm going to stick something on it. You know, you can stick anything on it. So this is going to be a background, and I'm probably going to put silhouettes on here. But I just wanted to show you it in its entirety to see. But you could cut snippets out of this or anything like that, okay? And then these will just last over and over and over and over. They were just paper, so you can make the bigger sheets. And then I think in this book, I've got the same stamp. Yes, Art from the Heart has got them all. They've got them single. They've got them all in a bundle as well. So Spiralicious again with my diamond dust. I mean, just look at that. How gorgeous is that? So this time I didn't overlap. I just wanted gaps, because again, when I've got something on, I just wanted the gaps. And these are not totally finished samples, because I just want you to see the things you can do. But how stunning is that? And I just did random colours on, did absolutely random colours on there, okay? All the samples will be on the Diane Reevely website, and there'll be more samples than I'm showing, because Jay made samples. But she's in England, I'm in the US, okay? So, you know, there will be more on there. So there we go. Now let's have a look in this book. What have we got in here? Here we go. So this one, what I did was I stamped Wickalicious. I this page, I had ink all over this page, pink ink. So I stamped this down onto the page, okay? And then I used the new block to draw round the edge to give it a nice border, made it thick. And then I stamped the whole thing onto yellowy orange page and the whole thing onto an orange page. So I stamped on 3 colours and then I cut them out, okay? So I cut out just this bit and I'll have used this bit for somewhere else. And then I cut out just this bit and I'll have used this bit for somewhere else, okay? These are flat because they're in my journal. I've stuck these down. But, you know, you could always... The other thing as well is you can offset them again. So I could, you can see it's under there, but I can offset it slightly again, like so. So you can just build them up. I was going to try and get one done as a on top of a present, and I just ran out now. But I ran out of time. But anyway, so that's it, sort of simple down there. This is Spiralicious again. So with this one, I have an inky background, which I probably did over a year ago, to be honest. So I had an inky background which has the teardrops on, and I just wanted to put the whole thing on. Now this time I took my time colouring it. So I did every other brushstroke in pink or orange, and then I did all the little ones in pale pink. It just depends what mood you're in. I love just faffing, as you know, so I really enjoyed doing that. And then again, I used the journal block. So you can see where I did the outside. If I place it there and drew the outside there, drew the outside, turned it, and then I just made it inside as well. Hang on, it's that way, sorry. So I did the inside one first. So I would have done this in pencil, drawn this, the shaped sides in pen, and then flipped them round, added the shaped sides in pen, and then gone round and done that. And then I've pushed it out. Can you see? It was there, and I've pushed it out, drawn round it again, pushed it out, drawn round it again. So I've got this lovely, lovely border going on, and just put some little stitching in there, okay? Now this one, I stamped this onto 2 different backgrounds. I stamped it on the both inky backgrounds. This one is inky pinks, this one is inky green. I stamped it onto both of them, put the 2 together on top of each other like this. I just get them in the right, there we go, put them together like this, sliced it down the middle and sliced it this way, okay? And then I used 2 from the top and I used 2 from the bottom to piece them back together. And then if you've been on the doodle classes and you I've taught you how to doodle this, you can continue it round. So can you see where the stamp stopped here? I've then with a white pen continued the doodle all the way round. So if you've done the doodle classes, you can make these bigger. Can you do this yourself? Yes. But stamping it takes a minute. Doing all that and colouring it in is about 2.5 hours. So that's why I did them. Okay, so you can make that one bigger. And then this is just one of the stamps from Daisy Dream. It's stamped in the Art from the Heart grey. And I was going to colour it in this morning, but I've left my inky water brushes at Ranger. So Ranger are shipping out overnight all the inky water brushes. I think I've left a journal there as well, or it might be coming in another box, I'm not sure. But yeah, how could I forget all the inky water brushes? So I was going to colour that in with a colour as well. So, right, next one is, this is a Christmas book, can you tell? So next one is using Daisy Dream and Wickalicious. Okay, so first of all, I took the Daisy Dream and I took off, yes, 2.5 hours if you're fast, Yolene, yeah. I took off the border, okay? And if you can see here, I stamped the border. So I left a gap here, stamped the border. Oh, hang on, where did I do it? I did it this way. Hang on, where did I go? Here, sorry. Oh, it's because it's upside down. That's why I'm getting confused. So I started here, stamped the border right from this end. Then I turned it and came down here and stamped it, turned it, came across here and stamped it, turned it and came up here, and it fits exactly, okay? If you put it in the middle, you have to sort of juggle a bit, but if you start right at the end like so, you can just turn it and turn it and turn it, okay? So that's what I did first. I stamped it with black archival, and then I coloured it in with my inky water brushes, and then I cut one of the flowers out. In fact, I think it's that one. So I stamped an extra flower and I just cut that out. Can you see? For the centre. These flowers are so useful. You know, you can cut all these little flowers out as well as the shape, and then that just fits back in there. And then I stamped the whole thing twice because I used the extras, you'll see. And you can see here, look, I have one going that way, and then I have one going this way. Now the one underneath, I've probably cut the middle out because you can't see it. So I've probably cut it out, and that's what's on the top because I don't waste anything. And I will be doing some videos to show you. So I've stamped it once, stamped it on card, coloured it in, put it on. Stamped it on card, coloured it in, put it on. Taken this out of the underneath one and added a flower on the top. Okay. This is just using part of it. I already had these on the page. They're from when I've cleaned my blending tool. So these were already on the page, and I was like, oh, what can I do with that? So I just took Spiralicious, stamped it on the edge of the page. I turned these into baubles, just wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, outlined the outline, if you see what I mean, and then just wrote round it. Just some writing around there, because you don't have to do, you know, absolutely tons. What else have we got in here? Oh, so this one, this is what's left over when I cut this out. Yes? So I stamped the whole thing, cut this out to keep, but also kept the outside. And to me, the outside, although I call it Wickalicious, to me this looks like, we call it Aida, that you do cross stitch on and tapestry. You know, it's where you go through the different holes. So I just brought out all my stitching stamps again. So I put it on here. This is actually a sneak peek of some colours that you're not supposed to see. So don't mention the lovely colours that are there, okay? But, so I stuck it on, onto the page. I cut out some of the lots of the stitches. This is the link stitch, the chain stitch, the rope stitch, herringbone, the cross stitch. Put some of the pins on and a needle, and then these are some of the sewing borders. See, these are some of the stitched borders. So I stamped 4 of those and cut them out and put them around the edge, and I think that looks like a little sewing sampler. Okay, so yes, as you can see, what's coming back in paint? Well, it's not coming back, I've gone slightly different. But yes, that is a nothing to see here sample, okay? But I could have just used this, and then I could have put like one of the flowers in the middle and not used the middle. You know, there's so much you can do with them. You can cut the edges up. You could cut, this would be, these can be wings. Can you see? You could have a person and these could be wings either side. You know what I'm like, I try to do so many different things. So let's go to a black journal now. So there's just 2 in here. So in this journal, first of all, I did this one. So this is my doodling, but first of all, I took the journal block and I wanted a slightly off center. So if you can see, I drew around it in the shape here, but I went straight here. And then I turned it, drew around the shape here and went straight here. Can you see it's slightly off? I like that. I like it's a little bit kooky. And then I stamped loads of these. So I did all my doodling underneath. And Jay has done a page like this, which was just gorgeous, which gave me the idea to do this. So I cut these, I put lots of little edges on, and then I went to my button tin. So again, this is with the sewing, I just stamped from the sewing stamps. This one is called, I think this one is called A Stitch in Time, this set. I don't have it out here, sorry about that. And this is a border. So you can see this whole line is a border. And I just stamp it, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it, and then I cut them out. So I put the same buttons all over here, and I doodled. But Jay did it on a hexagon. Jay did it on a hexagon background. So, but I saw it and thought, ooh, that's nice. But unfortunately, I can't show you that background here because it's not here. So I have one more with the dusts here. So you can see that is the border that I was showing you earlier. It's from Daisy Dreams. And I just did a bit at a time. So I stamped here with the diamond medium. And then I coloured each one. I added a different colour of diamond dust to each one. And then I came down here, did that. And then I did this corner. So I came, where did I go? I went this way and this way. And then I just filled in with, you know, the ones that are loose. I filled in with the ones that are loose. And then I sealed it. And again, I haven't put anything on top because I want you to see the basics of them. I will now be, now these are photographed and you've seen them, I will now be finishing these pages. But I like to show you the bare bones of them, if you see what I mean. And again, it's in the dust. This is in the dot, the black dot journal. The other one was in the classic journal, okay? So now we have this journal, which is a ledger journal. And I decided I wanted it as my main. I never decorate the covers of my journals until the end, apart from now. And I just thought, you know what? I want that on here. So I just stamped the whole thing down. I was going to have them coming up, and then I thought I'm just going to knock them off when I'm working. So maybe when I finish this journal, I'll add extra to it. So I stamped it with black. I just coloured it in with desert sand and melted chocolate. This is the ink straight onto this cover. Coloured them in, and then I used the glaze pen from Sakura just in the dots. And again, this is one of the stitching stamps. So I just went round it, and then this is that border. And again, I used the glaze pen to put the stitching in. And I just love it. I just love it on the cover. And I didn't stamp it brilliantly, and it doesn't matter. You know what I say? I'm never bothered. I'm never bothered if it doesn't stamp brilliantly. I think it looks more authentic. So that is the cover of that journal. And like I say, you know, you can layer them all up. You can. So layering up, just let me show you. You can probably see it with the colours. So you can see this way. So what I could do is I could attach this slightly to the left, and then I could take another one and attach it. And you can still see the pink, you can see the yellow, and you can see the green. And you could do that with all of them. You can spin them around and just really play. Okay. I really wanted them as big stamps, but I had to think to myself, how am I going to make them value? You don't just want a stamp that only does one thing. So I've really sort of, you know, thought to myself, what can I do? And also, I always incorporate older stamps in them, always. So, you know, the cakes would look good with this, couture would look good with this, all the stitching would look good. So I'm always trying to show. So this one, I was going to colour this morning, and as I said earlier, excuse me, I don't have my inky colours with. So anyway, I took Daisy Dream and I took out these three. Took them out. Okay, and I inked the whole thing with Zachary's Zoo. This is, you can only get these three inks. They were our Art from the Heart 21st birthday. You can only get them from Art from the Heart in England and Stampers Anonymous. Okay, we have spray inks, and we have these as well. Okay, so I did Zachary's Zoo. So I inked it everywhere with the deep grey, okay, and then I stamped it, as you can see. And then you just pop these back in, because you might be like, well, how do I know where to stamp them? You pop them back in like so, and then you peel this off. So they are in the exact position, okay? And then I took Edith's Emerald and I inked these 3. And then when it's on the journal block, obviously the journal block is see-through, so I could see where to go, and I stamped the whole lot back down, so these came different. I could have inked them all a different colour and put them on. And then I was going to colour all in, but I realised I didn't have my inks. And then you can take the journal block and you can see I've just used the rounded edge. I just wanted the rounded edge on this. And then I was going to doodle and design round the edge. So you have it like this, and then you know exactly where to put it back. Do you see what I mean? Because it was important to me that it wasn't really faffing. So I started that this morning and couldn't finish it. Apologies. You're going to love this next. This is 4 pages in one, okay? So we have, over here, I stamped Wickalicious, and then I cut out the inner. You can see, I just cut the inner totally out and left the page. And then this is actually in the ledger journal, and I stamped it on a grid page. So I just followed the lines and made a grid all round the outside and coloured it in. Okay, oh, again, I used the journal block. So this was the stamp. I had the stamp there. I moved the journal block out and I drew an extra border. So we had the blue in between. Then on this page, I just stamped the inside. So this page here, I stamped all the inside on it. Then I covered it in ink, the blue ink, did the Tim Holtz flip. The first thing he ever showed me. Then I coloured in all the flowers. And then the strawberries are from the Bake It Yourself stamp. So one of the cake stamps has all the components. So it has a cupcake outer, it has the cupcake, it has the icing, it has some cream, it has some cherries, and it has a strawberry. So I stamped some of the strawberries on the page, and then I put some on the top there. Okay, so that's the first 2 pages. Then as you flick over on the back of this, I used, this is the coins stencil. So I put the coins stencil on and I just drew inside it, okay? And then I inked with the Island Parrot, did the flick again, and then I coloured these in a different colour. And then again, I just took loads of the buttons and etc. And I put them inside all the circles on there. And I didn't actually put that, I didn't think about putting that in the middle, but it frames it beautifully. So, you know, you can easily sort of do that. And then this page here, I stamped it again. Now, what I did here was, because I wanted this to be in the right way, so I took Wickalicious. This might sound a bit complicated, okay. So I took Wickalicious, let me put it on the journal block and then you can probably see better. Let me lay it down on here and then I'll be able to explain it to you a bit better. Okay. Whoops. Is that in the right spot? Yes. Oh no, that's not the right way around. Hang on a minute. Oh, Diane, I've moved it, you see. I shouldn't have moved it. Does that one go in? Goodness me. Let me get the other one. Sorry. It can do it, but under pressure, I'm panicking a bit. So let me take this one. So you take the whole thing. It is simple to do. I'm just panicking because I'm live. So you take the whole thing, you place it on. So on this page, I stamped the whole thing and cut the middle out. But then I wanted this to show. So what I did then was I took the outside off and I had this page and I positioned it. Pretend this was blank. Okay, so then I positioned it through the hole that I'd already cut. So when I stamped it, it was in the exact position for this. But I must have tilted it a little because it was slightly wonky. So then I drew another wonky one round it. And then I added some more of my own doodling. And then I stamped an extra one of these. And I add the buttons to match this side. Okay, so that's how I did it. And to show you it's not that hard, oops, to put back in, you can just fit it like so and then take the whole lot off together and put the whole lot back on here. You could make a little mark on the back of your rubber if you wanted. You know, you could like put a star there and a star there so you knew exactly where it went back. But to be honest, I've never had a problem until this very minute there when I panicked a bit. So have we got another one? Oh, we've got one more in here. Okay, so this is using Spiralicious, and to me it looks as though it's going down the rabbit hole. So I did a going down the rabbit hole. So I doodled, the page was already doodled before, okay, and then I cut this out, added this on. She is from the cake stamps, I can't remember which one, I'm sorry. And then I had them going round in like a spiral, and I just put down the rabbit hole and added a teapot. So just to show that you can bring in all the other stamps, but you can add anything to these. We could have had the animals on here, we could have a head on here. You could make this into hair. You know, I have a couple of my stamps just have a face. So we could put the face on this and this could be amazing hair. One thing that I wanted to do and never got round to was, if you cut it in half and then cut it like pieces of pie, you have bunting or pennants, as we call them. I don't mean cut the stamp in, you can, but you know, if you stamped this down on card and then cut them, you would have bunting and all kinds of things like that. So, and you can use just the centre of it. You can use, you know, you can cut this at any place really. You can add these in the centre. They all sort of mix and match up. You could have the daisies in here. Do you see what I mean? If you stamp these without these holes, you could have this underneath. There's endless possibilities to do. So that's the end of my sample. So I'm just going to give you a couple of quick demos because I know people are worried about how big stamps stamp. Okay, so let's stamp Spiralicious first. Let's stamp it down to show you. You have to be more careful when you are inking big stamps, okay? I don't have a black here. I don't know why, because I only landed here this morning. So I'm going to use Zachary's Zoo. I'm going to use the grey, okay? Now, fairy footsteps, not fairy elephants, okay? Even though it's a big stamp. I start in the middle, because if you start in the outside, as you go in, you're more likely to get a mess. So I start in the middle and I pat all around the middle. And then I slowly work out to the outside. Now this is brand new stamps, so that they'll ink easier the more that you do it. Do you see what I mean? So the more that you do it, it will. Oops. If you're in the Dandelion Club, I'm going live. When I finish this, I'm just going to have a quick toilet break, cup of tea break, and I'll be live in the Dandelion class. And I have got 3 blocks and 3 stamps to give away in the Dandelion Club. So can you see, it just took a bit longer because it's a really big stamp. You can see, just make sure you go all over. Remember, this is grey, so this is going to come up darker. Not as dark as if I was doing black, okay? I'm a stand-up stamper, so I'm going to take this and easy to hold like that. I'm going to stand up so I can see from above where I want it. I'm going to position it, and then I let go. I let go of the whole thing. And then I'm going to hold this side, and then I'm going to push all the way round this side. Okay? And then I'm going to hold this side, push. Oh, I have to take my ring off, sorry. Push all the way around this side. Press in the centre. Make sure you get in the centre, and then give them an extra press for luck. But if you can stand up, you will get a much better result, okay? So now, hiya. So now, there we go. Beautifully stamped. Okay, remember it's grey, not black. But can you see how gorgeous that has stamped? It's really, really stamped well. I always stamp with an archival ink because I'm always colouring. But that you could have stamped this onto a painted page, an inked page. You could have stamped it onto collage paper, you know, things like that. Do you know one thing I want to do as well? I want to take this and then put collage paper on the back, and then with a knife cut it round so that you can lift it up from the centre and it will spiral. Do you know what I mean? I need to do that. So yeah, this is the Art from the Heart's colours. We did this for our 21st birthday. Now, Art from the Heart can only send it to Great Britain. They can only send it to the UK. But Ted at Stampers Anonymous have them, and they can send them anywhere, okay? Remember, we did a stamp set and we did some inks as well. So that's what that is. But you can see how well that's stamped, okay? So very quickly, I'm going to show you the Daisy Dream, where we take a bit of it out, just to show you that one. No, the stamp block's available separately as well. So, oh, I've left one. I'm just going to position that on the block. Position that in, and then I'm going to take these three out. Okay. And then I'm going to ink it again. This time I think I'm going to ink it pink. Why not? Oh, so again, if you're worried, remember, you can just go around these edges, because this is new. I don't like sharp edges. Oh, I don't know, Jan, because we had them. Let's get rid of that sharp edge, because I know I'm going to make a mess with you all watching. Okay, so I'm going to ink it up. Let's start in the middle. Yeah, you can buy all the ink separately, and you can buy all the stamps separately, and you can buy all the blocks separately. Yeah, you should have them. There should be... It's probably bedtime over there. I don't know if... Ben, are you still on? Have you got a link for the block? It will be there. It's probably under new releases. Okay. Now, you can see here where I got a little bit gung-ho, and I've caught that. So I'm just going to wipe that off, and then I'm going to stamp this down. So I'm going to take the block. I'm going to stand up again. So I'm sort of separately. Oh no, I've just put my hand, I've just got it on my hand. Sorry about that. Tony has put, will these stamps fit in a stamp platform? I have absolutely no idea, Tony, because I don't use one. Can somebody answer that question? So the stamps are, I can't believe I smudged that. The stamps are, the block is 7 by 7. I think the stamps are 6.5. Can you see where I smudged it? I'm so sorry about that. So then, I'm just going to wipe this. Oh, where's my baby wipe? Here we go. Because it's coloured, I use a baby wipe when I use coloured ink. And then I'm going to show you a sample on pearl with the, on black with my dusts. Okay. So you can see I've caught it there, but that's okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these back in. That one goes in there. That one goes in there. That one goes in there. Okay, and then I'm going to take this off. Okay, which way up did I do it? Let me think, hang on a minute. That way. Right, so now I'm going to ink these. Doreen, Emmy sent you a link further up. She sent you a link to press. Just go back up the comments and look for one from Emmy, and she's linked it for you. Okay, so now you bring this back and you know exactly where to put them. And then you've got them different. And you could have taken this off. This could have been in the blue as well, you know. And where I've made a mess here, I'm not bothered because I'll doodle and everything. And where that is there as well. But you can see, and if you did that with the dust, this could be one colour of dust. These could be all different colours dusts. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's those. And then let's do you something with the dust on black. So let's get it back on its, back on there. That goes back on there. Can you see they fit together? Good. Marlene, hello my darling. Marlene had a release. Was it last week as well? A lovely, lovely release. Marlene's stuff goes amazingly with my stuff, and my stuff goes amazingly with Marlene's stuff. Just an FYI, we quite often will mix them both up together, won't we, darling? Oh, look at that, I've put it on the wrong one after all that. Anyway, I'll put it to one side anyway. So, let's get in this. Should we go in here? Don't want to put them there. Let's just use a random page and we'll just pop something down. Okay, so let's do, should we do Wickalicious? Let's do Wickalicious. So I'm going to put it on there and I'm going to take that there. Yeah, it's true. Me and Marlene are sisters from another mister, we think, with our designs. They just go well because we both love colour, you know. So there we go. Okay, so I am going to use the dust today with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp the outside first. Okay, and I'm going to take the diamond medium and I am going to ink this up. So just get the diamond medium all over here. Colour Addicts Anonymous, yes. And we're also both lovely. I had to get that in. I'm going to put this in the middle of the page. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the page, to be honest. But I'm just going to go in the middle of the page because I just want to demo that you can use. So press it down. Make sure. We need to do a collaboration, Marlene. We need to do something, don't we? Okay, here we go. Ooh. So first thing down. Yep. So I'm just going to choose one colour for the outside. I think I am going to choose... I can never decide pink. It's always pink, isn't it? So I'm going to use the Fussy Fluffer I'm going to pick some up, I'm going to tap it off, and I'm going to pounce it into place. Don't want too much on, even though I've got a big area here. Tap it and pounce it into place. Tap it, pounce it in. You know, you don't want too much excess. The excess is just a waste, really. Okay, so I'm going to doobie doobie doo. And then the trick with the dust, when you've made sure you've got some everywhere, the trick is to blow off the excess and then take the brush and pounce it down. You've got to make it, like, bed it into that medium that's on there, the diamond medium. Okay, let it down, then do, and then just lightly fluff off the excess with your fluffer. Okay, step 1. Right, take the journal block. Did I move it? Hang on. Oh, I bet I've moved it, haven't I? Then fit this in. I moved it around again. Diane, stop moving it. There we go. So I'm going to put it in, okay, and I'm going to take this out. So this is going to come onto here, and I'm going to remember which way up it is by having the hole on the left-hand side. So now I've got this, but I'm going to take the middle out. Put it that way. There we go. So, okay. And now I'm going to ink the middle, this in a bit. So I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to stand over it. And again, look, you can see-ish where it's going to go. So I'm going to stamp it down again. You won't get it perfect, but you know, who wants perfect? And what colour shall I use this time? I think I am going to use green. So, and again, if I wanted to, hang on a minute, I could take, like, with my Fafa brush, I could do the edges in Postbox Red, just to show you something a bit different. Do the edges in Postbox Red, and then do the rest in green. So with the Fafa brush, you can be really particular. I've gone slightly over the edge there, but that's fine. I'm always a bit over the edge, aren't I, in life in general. I like to sail as close to the edge as I can, and I often go over it. And if you wanted to do the dots a different colour, you could as well. And now I'm going to take the fluffer, and I'm just going to add green in those bits. Ooh, went a bit overboard there. It's okay. The fans are on, so it's sort of blowing a little bit. Now, wipe off your fluffer and embed it down so that the Postbox Red stays where it is and the green stays where it is. And this is the thing a lot of people don't do. They forget to embed it down, then wipe off, fluff off the excess. Take the stamp. Which way is the stamp? Place the stamp back in. There we go. Take this one off. Place this one back in there. Ink up this one. Take this, stand above it, have a look, get it in position, and stamp. Choose a colour. Let's do the other pink. Pick some up, dot it off. This is pink flamingo. No, it's not. This is bubblegum pink. That's pink flamingo. Sorry about that. Okay. Blow, pounce, and fluff. Blow, pounce, and fluff. Yes, Ben has the blocks. Okay. So you can see how, and you know, and you could stamp on spare black and add extras in. You know what I mean? Once you've sealed this, you can add a little bit of stickles. We could add a little bit of stickles to every one of those bits there. It's just, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? And then I could, if I wanted to fill this page, I would just, you know, I could stamp these around and make them in colours. You know, I could stamp the colours in there to match and do. So there's so much you can do. I will get round to doing some videos. I'm just very, very busy at the moment, but I will do some videos with them. There will be a class eventually, but yeah, so I'm just going to recap what we have. And then I'm going to love you and leave you, run to the bathroom, get a cup of tea, and go live in the dandelions. Oops, wrong way again. I think I'm going to have to mark it. At home, I don't have this problem. I never get them in the wrong way. Isn't it weird? There we go. But I think I'm just going to write on the back. So, let me show you. Just get a baby wipe. And then we'll just seal this afterward. How do you get them to stay on? You need to seal them. Okay, they do have a binder in, so you could seal it with water, but because mine are touched all the time, I use cheap hairspray. Okay, so you can just, there you go, a bit of cheap hairspray on there. We'll just, there we go, it's done. I'll just wait for it to dry and then that won't come off. Okay. They are technically, they have binders in, but I find because it's a journal and you're touching it all the time, I like a cheap hairspray unless you're on white. If you're on white, you need a fixative, a pastel fixative, a charcoal fixative, or a chalk fixative, because it'll slightly yellow. But on black, they're just absolutely stunning. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly recap the 3 stamps and the block. Oops, sorry. So first of all, we have Spiralicious, which is just one on its own. If you want to cut it up, you can do. I tend to stamp it and then cut it up, remember. So Spiralicious, one stamp, all on its own. Then we have Wickalicious, which is the basket weave one, and it comes in 3 parts. It has this inner, it has this inner, and it has the outer. And you can use them all separately, or you can use them all together. So that one is Wickalicious. Sorry, just clean my hands. I haven't cleaned the stamps, so it's just getting on my hands. And then we have Daisy Dream, okay? And with Daisy Dream, 3 of the stamps come out. You could cut it to make more of them come out if you wanted. If you're like, well, really, I want that one as well, or I want this, you can cut them. Oh, Isabel's ordered 2 of this. She's ordered 2 Spiralicious so she can cut it up. So these 3 come out and this whole border comes off, which is useful. So you can stamp the whole thing as an all-over border. You can do an outside frame, or you could just do the separate ones. Why is it on Spiralicious? I tell you, it's all fun and games here, isn't it? Let me move it. So those are your 3 stamps, and then we have the journal block. So we're calling this the square journal block, or the square stamp block, because the original has been called the journal block forever. So this is the square. It's slightly thicker because because of the pressure you need to put on. So this is 1/8 of an inch, this is 1/4 of an inch, so it goes perfectly with those. It does have, let me get some black to show you. It's got the Dylusions here, it's got a 7-inch ruler on one side because they've got to be useful. It has the inside there so you can line things up, and it also has, you can't see it because of that stamp, but it also has a centre so that when you're looking you can centre. Okay. And because this one is made by Stampers Anonymous, it's still Dylusions, but this is Stampers Anonymous have made these because it's to go with these stamps. So it's just gorgeous, and I would keep the background as well. Keep that, you can use it. You could cut out what I've written there, and you could use that in your journal. You could make a window in your journal or anything. And don't forget all your journal lines. It's not just for your stamps. The block can be used for all sorts, okay? So massive thanks to Ted and the crew at Stampers Anonymous for believing in me, because at first they were like, we don't think you can make those, and Ted was like, they can, and the stampers were coming back and they were going, no, we can't make those, and Ted was like, I know what she means. So eventually we got them, and hopefully there will be some more large ones to follow as well, because then you can mix them in with everything. So massive thanks. We've had links on here. The link for Stampers Anonymous, they have a bundle. Ben in the UK, Art from the Heart, has a bundle. Ranger, because it's Dylusions, Ranger has a bundle. And then other stores have put their names in. I've seen a few stores come up with their names, Stampistic. I've seen them put up Duoding. I've seen, I can't think, and I'm gonna miss somebody now. Sorry, aren't I? But anyway, so if you are a dandelion, give me 5 minutes, and we'll be live in the Dandelion Club. Emmy and Jay will have put all the samples up, so keep on this page if you want to see all of the samples. Ben will have them on Art from the Heart as well. I presume that Stampers Anonymous will have them on there as well. And if you are coming to my weekend, if you are coming this week, it's Rocks and Pearls. Rocks and Dust, we'll be using them. And if you're coming to the stamping one the following week, oh my gosh, we'll be making everything that you've seen here and adding all different bits in, okay? And then when I get back in February, when I get back to the UK, we will be using all of these at the Art from the Heart weekend, and we will also have new paints and new stencils and new colours of Rocks and Dust at the Art from the Heart weekend. That's going to be the first weekend that's going to have all the new ones. So, thank you so much. Love you all to death.